Okay, let's go to Jenin in the occupied West Bank. Osama Nazzal is there. He's a Palestinian affairs analyst. Welcome to the program, Osama. Do you believe there's a wider purpose behind this expanded military operation, something beyond targeting Hamas members?
The matter is not Hamas at all. I think that Israel is still sticking to the plan that it announced at the start of its genocidal war against the Palestinian people, particularly in Gaza, which is the expulsion of the Palestinians and to empty Gaza of its own citizens. And we just listened to the Israeli media outlets yesterday talking about the Israeli government intention of bringing a large number of Palestinians in a small area in Rafah, like just a concentration camp in a preparation for taking these Palestinians out of Gaza forever. So that is the main target of the Israeli war, is to end the existence of the Palestinians in Gaza using different ways. The bombing of all the Palestinians, starvation, cutting off water and electricity, and making life impossible for human beings in this small Palestinian enclave.
This is also Donald Trump's idea, of course, to empty Gaza of all of its residents. The point about that plan, Osama, is that it can't work unless neighboring countries agree to take in the people of Gaza. Jordan and Egypt say that will not happen. Therefore, presumably the only way to do it is to kill everybody in Gaza.
And I don't think that the current extremist Nazist Israeli government has any problem with killing all of the Palestinians, as we saw today, how they targeted the United Nations clinic, killing over 19 Palestinian civilians. 10 of them were children. Israel is targeting every Palestinian and international facility in Gaza. And we saw the pogrom committed against the Palestinian Red Crescent and civil defense staffers days ago. They killed them with their hands tied behind their backs, and they buried them, and they buried their vehicles, the ambulances. So Israel doesn't have commitment to any value of humanity, and Israel does not commit itself to any rule of war if we are talking about a war, because what's happening now is just we are seeing Israeli rockets and Israeli missiles falling over the heads and the bodies of the Palestinian civilians. Almost all of those killed after the end of the ceasefire deal are all civilians, children, women, elderly, and civil staffers of the former government in Gaza. So concerning Jordan and Egypt position, I think when the Palestinians are all held in a concentration camp without food, without water, without medication, then what alternative are they left with? I don't see any alternative but to go out if they don't get any help from the international community and their neighbors.
You mentioned the number of children killed. Since March the 18th, when Israel broke the ceasefire agreement, it's killed more than 1,000 Palestinians. About 350 of those are children. Osama, a few months ago, we didn't think it could get any worse in terms of the Biden administration's support for Benjamin Netanyahu's government. Do you think it's going to get worse now under the Donald Trump presidency?
The situation mainly in Gaza has never been worse than before, I think, because before the ceasefire deal, we used to see some kind of clashes like between the Palestinian resistance, the Palestinian fighters, and the Israeli invading forces in Gaza. But what we are seeing today is just Israelis killing Palestinian civilians, Israelis ending the existence of entire Palestinian families, Israelis collecting all the Palestinians, mainly in the south of Gaza, in a small concentration camp in order to give them the two options that are always on the table. Either you starve to death, you get thirsty to death, or you agree to leave. And if Rafah crossing is closed, then there is another outlet as Israel is preparing a crossing through the Israeli territories to ship the Palestinians from Gaza through that route or that path to the external world. At the same time, the American support is unlimited, like never before. Weapons, money, and maybe human resources. We are not sure if there are American officers in the field with the Israelis or not. At the same time, allowing them to do whatever they like in the West Bank. You know, yesterday, 300 Israeli settlers attacked the Palestinian village of Doma near Nablus and set fire to Palestinian properties and homes. The situation also in the West Bank, where I'm speaking from, is worse than ever as Palestinians can't move on the roads of their cities and their towns. And this is also part of the Israeli plan to force the Palestinians out under the slogan of voluntary immigration.
That's right. That's the phrase they call it. Osama, thank you very much indeed. Take care.